Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl just released yesterday, so I figured now would be a great time to talk about some of the worst and best Pokemon of the Sinnoh region. Sinnoh is a special region for me, because it was actually the region whose games I skipped. When I was a kid, I lost my copy of Diamond, before I even beat the first gym, and my parents couldn't afford to get me another copy or the Gen 2 remakes. So I missed out on the nostalgia of Gen 4 entirely. It wasn't until I was old enough to buy my own 3DS and a copy of Diamond and Heart Gold that I was able to experience this generation. In hopes to maybe gain a new love for Diamond and Pearl, I'll actually be doing a live Nuzlocke of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and I will be streaming it every day. So subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss when I go live. Also, make sure to like this if you're excited for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. So because of my lack of nostalgia for Gen 4, I feel my opinions on some of the Pokemon might be a bit different from others. So why not talk about my personal top 5 best and top 5 worst Pokemon of Sinnoh? With this list, I'm going to avoid Legendary and Starter Pokemon because I feel they really just belong in their own category, and maybe I can make a best and worst video for those in the future. Anyway, let's get started. Number 5 best. Snover and Abomasnow. Yes, technically these are two separate mons, but their concepts together is what makes this line great for me. A snow-coated evergreen tree that evolves into an abominable snowman? Sign me up! Though many people get on this line for having so many weaknesses, and even a quad weakness to fire, these two just have a special place in my heart. And don't even get me started on Mega Abomasnow. That thing is wild. Number 5 worst. Floatzel. Let me start off by saying I love Weasel. It was a super interesting take on a Weasel Pokemon, but then it evolves into Floatzel and it's just weird looking. Like, it goes from this agile swimmer to like a model or something. It looks like it's wearing a mink around its neck, which is strange because it's a mustelid itself. It just feels clunky and slow, even though it's supposed to be like a speedy swimmer, with it having the swift swim ability, and with having 115 in speed being its highest stat. It just looks like a traffic cone mixed with a life raft. Number 4 best. Honchkrow. Honchkrow is just great. It has the cool inspiration of Mafia bosses, and it incorporates that into its design very well. It redeemed a Gen 2 mon that needed some love, and its name is just perfect. Fun fact, Honchkrow obviously comes from Honcho, but Honcho actually originates from the Japanese word Honcho, whereas Honchkrow's Japanese name, Donkarasu, comes from the word Don, which is of Western origin. So Honchkrow's English name is inspired by the East, and the Japanese name is inspired by the West. I just find that super interesting. Number 4 worst. Licky Licky. Where do I even begin? It's just not good. It's like Lickitung and Quina from Final Fantasy IX had a child, and it adopted their worst features. Lickitung was already iffy, but then it evolves and turns that iffiness to 11. I mean, look at this thing. You can't tell me that's not horrific. The only reason this is up higher on the list is because I really like Final Fantasy IX. Number 3 best. Toxicroak. This mon is just so freaking cool. It is inspired by various poison dart frogs, it has these epic Assassin's Creed style claws, and its personality both in the games and in the anime are so fun. Its 3D model is one of the only ones I think genuinely improves the look, unlike poor Typhlosion. It just makes it feel so scrappy, and I love it. On top of everything else, Toxicroak and Krogrunk are the only poison fighting type Pokemon to exist, which is such a cool type combination. It helps cover those pesky rock and steel types that poison doesn't do well against, and gets rid of the fairy weakness that fighting type has. It is well designed and versatile. Number 3 worst. Magmortar. Magmortar is just too much. The flames all over the place are just gaudy, and its body is so rotund and awkwardly shaped. Magmar to me was super iconic to Gen 1, even though it was a bit weird in and of itself. But Magmortar is just too weird. It's kinda like it was trying to do the Azumarill Easter egg thing, but then threw flames everywhere and gave it cannon arms. Also, it turned Magmar's beak into these big lips that are kinda problematic. Something you would think Game Freak would have learned from with the whole Jinx thing. Number 2 best. Luxray. Of course this mon had to be somewhere on the list, right? Luxray is one of the most iconic Gen 4 Pokemon. I mean, come on! A Lynx with X-ray vision that also has a reference to the Leo constellation with its tail? What more could you want? I mean, my only gripe is that it should have been Electric Dark type, so we would have had that type combo before this thing. But I'll save my worst Pokemon of Galar for another day. Number 2 worst, Burmy and Wormadam. It's Burmy and Wormadam. Probably some of the worst Pokemon in general, let alone Gen 4. They're just objectively bad in every sense. Stats, concept, design, bad, bad, and more bad. Number 1 best, Gliscor. Nope, not Lucario, not Garchomp, not Staraptor. Gliscor. I loved Gligar from the moment I saw it in the anime alongside Gligar Man. I just thought it was such a fun and silly mon, but with a really cool design. Then it evolved in Gen 4, and I just loved it so much more. Gliscor improves upon what I loved about Gligar and then some. It also has a unique type combo, with Landorus being the only other mon that has it. I definitely hope to have a Gliscor on my team when I play through the remakes. Number 1 worst, Cherrim Overcast form. So you have Cherubi, right? This adorable, smiley cherry Pokemon. Then it evolves into this. A drab, desaturated plant with no distinguishing features except for it has a forehead that rivals Megamind. But wait, to add insult to injury, it has another form that only comes out during bright sunshine. And it's cute as hell! It boggles me that this form only comes out during bright sunshine, when the other form is called Overcast. If anything, the sunshine form should be the default, and then the overcast should come out when, I don't know, it's overcast? Like, the neutral state of the games is sunny, so why make this the default form? Do you see why I put this above Burmy? At least Burmy has a slightly cool gimmick that makes sense, but Cherrim's gimmick just doesn't make any sense to me. But those are the best and worst mons of Sinnoh in my opinion. What Sinnoh Pokemon do you think are the best and worst? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Also, be sure to drop by my live Nuzlocke of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and say hi. With that, I will see you guys next time.